Hello everyone, my name is Khalior. I bring to you every week the latest news related to Bloodhunt and everything around it. I help explain the news in a way to better understand what is going on. For posterity, archival, and recording purposes, it is currently Saturday, July 1st, 2023. It is currently 11:28 a.m. Eastern Time. Happy Canada Day to any Canadians that's currently watching this. It has been 431 days since the release of Bloodhunt. Currently activated in game is the Primus Pass, and the current patch is the community update. We are recording this live on Twitch every Saturday at 11 a.m. Eastern Time. If you're live, feel free to ask me any questions in chat, anything that is relevant to what I'm going to be talking about. And as a reminder and a disclosure, I am not a game dev. I'm not bound by an NDA, but I'll do the best to explain the news with some reasonable assumptions. And I do not work for Shark Mob. I have to repeat it every second day to people in general. But yeah, I just know a lot about the game. I understand the confusion. All right. So, hello everyone. This is going to be an interesting episode for me because just a few over the last hour or so, there has been a kind of Twitter, not really outage, but kind of outage. You can't find things related to the past, so I'll be posting some screenshots. I'll be showing you some screenshots, not exactly the Twitter posts, contrarily to what I usually do. This is a very Twitter-based show that I'm doing here, but I will be posting all the links to the Twitter. I saved the Twitter links though in my news notes, so at least I'm going to be posting that. If you are on YouTube, all the links are going to be in the description along with the timestamps if ever you want to skip to some things. So everything's going to be there, and I'm going to be posting as usual everything in the chat here on Twitch. So without further ado, let's jump into it. All right. So we're gonna start with the community voting results. The voting results of the week are as follows. So I'm just gonna shrink that a little bit here. So we see that in terms of TDM maps, the majority of the population has chosen, like we all had, the rooftop restaurant and the red light as TDM maps, but the third option was going to be chosen. It was a random selection of 3 maps, and everyone chosen majority Divine Disco. Apparently Disco is the preferred option. In terms of legendary weapons, that is an overwhelming majority of people that wanted the auto shotgun, silence SMG, Tommy gun, and sniper rifle. I suppose it is probably because of the combination of Tommy gun and silence SMG, which is extremely powerful. I know that some people are a bit on the fence about the sniper rifle because the golden version only chambers 1 bullet at a time. However, if you manage to get your headshots right, that's 190 damage on a headshot. It's very devastating. And auto shotgun, the golden auto shotgun was in every legendary weapon selection, so there wasn't much anything to do with it. And yet again, this week, the selection for artifacts was the boots and the Hand of Glory. However, compared to other weeks, the percentage here seems to be dropping. So still seems to be the community seems to be still very divided. If this was the majority vote and it was only 38%, it means that the choices were pretty much divided also along the 2 other choices. So maybe there's a shift that's happening slowly inside the community in regards to the hand, or maybe just in people voting. Could also be that. In terms of voting choices of the week that we have this week, what we currently have is this in terms of TDM maps. It's a very random selection of there is currently no repeating map in here, so it's pretty much up to your preference of which kind of maps. So if we're following the kind of preference that we had last week, probably option 1 I would guesstimate, because people like Divine Disco. And ads just finished? Really? I thought there were no ads. I thought the ads are disabled. So okay, so there's something. Twitch, stop being weird and putting ads all over the place. Come on. So what I was saying just a second ago. Yes, the voting choices of the week. So Divine Disco probably would be the one, but at the same time, the new Red Light is here. The Graveyard is here as well. It could be a mix. There's a lot of the new maps that are in here, so it could be like it's pretty much everyone's a toss-up right now of exactly which is going to be the one that's chosen. Kind of the same for legendary weapons. Seems to be all over the place. There doesn't seem to be like any real repeating, just like the glance of the eye, there doesn't seem to be any repeated weapon in there. I just want to still notice that to point out that these are randomly generated. They are not handcrafted or hand decided, like none of it. And as far as the artifact goes, well, the artifacts are the artifacts. Like, we only have this selection. Can't wait until we have another one thrown in the mix, so at least this is going to be different in terms of options. But still, it is currently Saturday, so you have until Sunday evening, at least on Eastern time, to go put in your votes. Remember to go put in your votes, not just looking at them. Make sure you got them locked in for the weekend. In terms of Twitch drops, well, for Twitch drops, we have the new series of persistent drops that are going to be available from every Bloodhunt streamer up until July 28th. So they're going to be available for everyone. So it is the Sakura Spectre, the Scarlet Centipede, and the male-only Kill Time outfit. Now, everyone's very happy to see the Sakura Spectre mask come back again. These three can be obtained after watching 60 minutes of view time on any Bloodhunt streamer that has drops activated, and it is 60 minutes each, so it is in order. You need to watch 60 minutes of Sakura Spectre, claim it, and then the timer starts for Scarlet Centipede. 60 minutes, claim it, and then kill time for another 60 minutes. So a total of 3 hours of watch time on any Bloodhunt streamer that has drops activated. And in terms of the Twitch drop of the week, yes, it is the shoot brains out emote that is available only from the top 100 streamers for this week only. Yeah. Yes, indeed. Just checking one more detail before we're moving on. And yes, after that we have the after that we have the Skullburst outfit that is going to be next week. It is a male only outfit. I forgot to pull up the the picture for it because I did not have it in my notes. Anyways, so apart from that, I mentioned a month ago, I've mentioned that there was a little contest in the inner circle to incentivize streamers to stream more. So at the end, the contest was at the end of the month of June. The top 25 streamers with the most hours streamed and the top 5 with the most hours viewed, so biggest viewership, would get a special icon and banner. And on June 29th in the morning, all those stats were compiled, and so the those 100 streamers got a special icon and banner. There you go. it is currently here on screen. So if ever you see people with these icons and banners, you know where it comes from. And from what I was told at the time when I asked questions about it last month, I was told this was a one-time unique opportunity to get these rewards. And also there would be other opportunities like this in the future. So if you want to know how to get in there and how this works, join in the Bloodhunt Discord in the Inner Circle channel. I will post the link here if you're not already a part of the Bloodhunt Discord. At this point, if you are interested in anything that has to do with Bloodhunt, you should really be in the Discord, absolutely, because a lot of the info and a lot of the things are going on in there. I can tell you that as of June 29th, when the final list was made, I've been keeping an eye throughout the month on what was about like the number 100 spot in terms of hours streamed, okay? Because they take the 95 people that stream the most hours during that 30-day period. And I can tell you, I've been keeping an eye on like level 100. Usually like level 95 to 100 are pretty much usually the same kind of, you know, the streamers that always stream the same kind of hours at that time. There's like they start beginning like to be a group of, let's say like it's 20 hours, then the rest are going to be like probably like 20 hours as well. But I can tell you that I've watched this, and on June 29th, so the number 100 spot in Bloodhunt streams that had streamed 24 hours of Bloodhunt in the last 30 days. So if you can picture yourself streaming Bloodhunt for 24 hours, like a total of 24 hours within 30 days, that can give you kind of a guideline or an idea of what the lowest bar of entry for this kind of contest was. Some people feared that it was going to be like for the whole month of June, it was going to be like streamer against streamer. Some people are going to be finding ways to abuse the system to stay online as much as possible, to get like count as many hours as possible. I mean, some people did, but they just ended up being in the like top 20 of the list. There is still a huge amount of space. Like you can see, if ever you want to look into this, I can show you. There is like at some point, yes, in the top there is usually like different varying hours, but they're really intense amount of hours. And then after that, I would say like at least the last top 50 are pretty more, I would say like more generally like variety streamer kind of reasonable hours. So it's available for a lot of people. If you want to know exactly how this is all calculated, feel free to ask inside the Inner Circle chat. There is also an Inner Circle info channel where you can go scroll up and read up all of the info before you start asking questions, because a lot of people will refer you to that channel instead. Anyways, so so that's just kind of to let you know. This was one opportunity. There are going to be other opportunities. So, and as a reminder for people, if you want, because like this is a lot of new drops, this is a lot of new visuals. If you want to see everything in a more database kind of visual way, check out my list of free cosmetics that I tried to keep updated as much as I can. I posted it here, and I tried to keep it updated as much as I can. Some might have noticed that I made a few changes here and there recently. You've got 3 tabs here, one for Twitch drops, one from obtainable items, and one from unobtainable items. This one is very much like work in progress still, but you can see all the Twitch drops that were made available and how they were made available, which ones are currently happening right now, which ones, and which ones are coming in the future. You can still listen to this newscast instead as well. I'm going to keep you informed. But if you feel like you missed out on some possible cosmetics, well, you've got all the information here on how to get some of them. And here are the universal codes that you can just punch in on the Bloodhunt website inside your account so you can get some free things but you can also see some of the things that you might not have seen before, or you might wonder exactly how you can get them. I put all the info there, as much as info there as possible for you to see. And yes, there's also the unobtainable cosmetics, so cosmetics that were available for a certain amount of time but are not obtainable anymore, or there were limited quantities of those. This one is still like, I'm still working on it. So anyway, it's just because I keep repeating this, because every week I keep having that same question like 2, 3, 4 times, just making sure you can save, like you can bookmark this document on your end to see all of this. Now, speaking of other free things and giveaways and stuff, I want to say congratulations to the winners of the Pistoleros Kindred Challenge. That was ended. I was happy to see that some people use the option to carry other people to get that challenge completed. I was very happy to see some people streaming as they were doing this challenge to get a little bit more visibility. Unfortunately, it did not have as much participation as I was hoping that I was going to have. So maybe I'm going to have to change some things for, I don't know if it was like, I don't have enough data. Is it because it was trios and trios players aren't interested? Is it because people aren't interested in the rare bend the knee emote? Is it because like an emote is not good enough for them? Is it because the challenge was too complicated, or it was too confusing? I don't know exactly what was the issue, but at least there you go. They're the names of the people that managed to do it. And Far, turns out that because Far is an organizer for a tournament, she already had the bend the knee emote, so she forfeited her prize. So whenever there's a rule that happens whenever a prize gets forfeited, or someone already has someone is already carrying some people through through different groups. They can only win one code. If ever they happen to get selected to win a second code or a third code or something like that, they get those codes get randomly given to people that qualified in those challenges. So even if you don't win, you might have a chance to win. So the winner for this was LauraK, that was chosen at random from the people that participated. Yeah, and so those were the winners. And at just this morning, like a couple of hours ago, the Buy a Long Shot challenge was completed. It has ended. It was to win a duos match with every member using a selection of rifles. The selection was inside the rules, the document form that I gave out. And there you go. It was 4 Techno Demon masks that I will be giving out to. Basically, it's one person, one code per person. I'll be selecting 2 teams. I'll have to go through the entries today at some point, and then get in contact with people. And then at some point, I will announce if Twitter is still being wants to actually comply. I forgot to post the links for those. There you go, and there you go here. And this is for this one. So yeah, the win announcing the winners is gonna happen soon. I just gotta get in contact with everyone. Now, the challenge for this week that I started a couple hours ago is the Bloodsport challenge, which is to win a TDM match, a team deathmatch match as a Bruja or a Tremere with 12 kills, and then get an extra entry if you win a match with 14 kills, and get another entry if you win a match with 16 kills. And the reward for this is going to be at the winner's choice, a Techno Demon mask or a Fuchsia Finish makeup. You have 1 week to complete this challenge using the form. There are, of course, all the rules are inside the form. Take the time to read the instructions. But yes, I hope that because this is Team Deathmatch, it's gonna get more people in there. I know that Team Deathmatch is probably the one queue that has probably the most issues because it is players only. It does not have any bot support. You do not have a guaranteed queue time. But I assure you, even if there's no estimated time for Team Deathmatch, just queue in and keep queuing in. At some point, you're gonna have a match that's going to start. So that's the only like really problem about this one is that you're gonna be fighting the queue boss. But if a lot of people are interested in getting some quick chances of maybe getting some prizes, there you go. TDM should be fairly easy for some people, should be a challenge for other people, but yeah, there you go. Team Deathmatch, some people have been asking for it. Some people wondered if I was going to do something about that. But yeah, there's no restriction on weapons, there's no restriction on abilities. It just has to be Bruja or Tremere, so basically you have a choice of 3 archetypes. So if ever there's people that are inside your team, if you're doing this randomly, this is an individual challenge, by the way. Even if you queue in with a team, you can queue in TDM in solo, duo, or trios. It doesn't matter. It's not going to be even though it's a team deathmatch, it's not a team effort that is being looked at here. It is the personal, individual challenge for yourself to get yourself 12 kills, 14 kills, 16 kills. And yeah, and also I have to add the caveat of if ever I see a very increased amount in participation, I can always ask Tobias to send me some extra codes, and I will bump the number of winners from 2 to 3 or 4, depending on how many participations I get in there. So right now I'm just leaving it to 2 right now because for a lot of the events, it's a very conservative kind of amount of prizes that I put in there. But if more people send in submissions, I might bump it up in the future. Yeah, we know it's been a long time we've been asking for a PlayStation Store promo, but PlayStation has been seeming to not wanting to promote the game. I don't know what's happening there. Other things that you may be able to win. It was announced this morning by Meriden. It is in the community events. All the info is in the community events channel inside the Bloodhunt Discord. But also, Meriden tweeted about it. It is the first Bloodhunt community quest. So we all know that the quests have been stopped for Bloodhunt because of development reasons. So some people were interested in getting some more lore or some more quests happening. So Meriden put together a little event. Meriden Unknown, which some of you may know, is the lore and quest guy inside the Bloodhunt community. So he put together inside a Google form, which at this point, if you've been participating in the FUNaments or in the KINDRED Challenges, you should be aware of how these forms work. But he decided to have a multiple step quest happen. And also all of this is framed around a story that he put together. So he's putting together a story. You have to follow exactly the context, and it's clearly written. There's this part where there's the story, and there's a part where there's your clue. And basically what you need to find is go through every single step of the way. You need to go inside Prague. You need to find exactly the location that he's looking for, that he's asking you to find. And it's basically all based on street art. So anything that you're going to find on walls, there's a lot of art posted on walls. He's focusing on this specifically for this one. So you have to find exactly the thing that he's pointing you towards, and in order to get to the next step, you need to take a screenshot, and you need to attach the screenshot to the step in order to move forward to the next clue and the next part of story. And at the end of this, Meriden is going to give to the 25 first people that complete successfully with all the answers, that complete the whole quest chain. He's going to give an unreleased icon and banner, which are here. You can see here what they look like. They don't have a name. It's just the generic A090 and B090. We didn't give a name to them. Icons and banners. But yes, it's the first time that this is going to be given out. However, you have to be careful because you can't just submit and submit and submit and submit many requests because he's going to disqualify you. You have to give it your best shot one time. That's it. So Meriden will give regularly in the Bloodhunt Secrets channel. He will be giving regular updates of the amount of correct completions day to day. And apparently he will stop once he gets 25 complete perfect completions. He will not, however, let people know if, like, individuals know if they got things right or wrong. It's like you submit once and then you hope for the best. Also, there is another part to this, an extra, like, kind of bonus challenge that goes along with it. Meriden took the time to set all of this quest in the lore of Bloodhunt. And so, in a lot of the text, like the quest text and in the hint text, there are a lot of references about all different kinds of lore that's related to Bloodhunt, that's related to Vampire the Masquerade in general. So if you are a lore aficionado of Vampire the Masquerade, this is your chance. I can tell you there are hints and references to other things that exist outside of Bloodhunt. Some of them, some people will know when you read that. When you'll know. There is another. There's another part, like I was saying, where you can send. I believe it's an email. Like there's an instruction guide on how to do this. But the person who gets the most references in all of his text, he's gonna compile. He's gonna look at all this. They will get a Techno Demon Mask code and a Vapor Trail code. So Vapor Trail, that's the anime shirt. Ooh. Yes. So if, like, lore aficionados, you wanted something, you got it, and on top of that, you get a cool icon and banner added to that. Now, for the first part, so that's for the extra part. That's really for if you know your deep lore about Bloodhunt and Vampire the Masquerade. As far as the there's just a general quest just to get the icon and banner, I can tell you, I've playtested all of this for Meriden this week. I've gone through all the things, I've made suggestions, some things to change around. Is that easy? Is it hard? All of that. You don't need to know anything about the lore of the game to participate to get this right. Okay, you don't need to understand the lore. Sure, if you know a little bit about lore and lore about Vampire the Masquerade, you might understand a little bit of the context of everything, but you still need just to have eyes and to have Bloodhunt installed on your device to be able to take the screenshots and understand exactly where he's going with this. So, I'm just gonna say though, the final last quest that he sends you on is a head scratcher. Now, because I was under a time restraint, I did not get it right. the last the last quest. I did not get the answer correctly, but I saw what the answer was. I even went. Just to be sure, I went myself inside the game to go look at the specific locations and look at the answer, and yeah, I just couldn't believe I hadn't seen it. So it does exist. It's just that's probably going to be, for most people, that's going to be the last quest that's going to stump them. But like I said, this is the first Bloodhunt community quest. If this proves to be popular, Meriden will prepare some more of those. Seems to be going on the side of, yeah, there's probably going to be more of this in the future, but it all depends on people's participation and eagerness to complete those things. I'm very, very happy, like doing all of this and reading all of this and all the effort that he's put into it. I think this is really good, but that's my opinion, and I've played it. So there you go. That's the Aerosol. It's called the Aerosol Prophecy because it's aerosol. It's the art on the walls. Anyways, so with that being said, another way that you can win some codes if you want. There you go. I've got the link for it. I haven't heard any news from Tobias to know if this is still valid or if it's done and over at this point in time. I saw that on Thursday he said that there was still time. So here he posted on the Bloodhunt Twitter account. We added two new weapons to Bloodhunt, the Greatsword and the Flare Gun. Share your epic moments with these weapons in a reply below, and we'll DM some vanity codes to the most liked clips. Let's go. So, you've got the link right there. You can go inside this tweet, just go in the replies and look at all the clips and vote for the ones that you like. Basically, go like the ones that you like. And if you want a chance at some vanity codes, as far as I know, it's not over. That's why I'm saying, like, as far as I know, I think it's not over. We're gonna see. Does it last the weekend? Is it already done and you just never posted about it? I don't know. But if you got some cool clips of things to do with the Greatsword and the Flare Gun, go post them. There's a couple of them in there that I liked myself because I thought they were really entertaining, or I thought they were really good. Now, this leads me to talk about the update that we got on Monday. So, update. So the weapons. Yeah, we saw that. Hold on. Let me just transition here. We saw that for the weapons, for the sword. Not only does it come from entity crates like Tobias thought he remembered, but we also saw that we found it also in the weapon shops randomly there. It's still a legendary weapon, so in terms of finding it inside the crates of the entity places and the weapon store, it's still gonna be rare to find them. Most likely you have more chance actually to find the sword on the bodies of your enemies or in their loot piles. But I think that generally I haven't seen any loot pile where anyone just went by the legendary sword. Everyone wants to try it. But one thing is for sure is that the sword is awesome, but mastery of the sword is something that has to do with proper timing, like it said in the patch article that we saw the other week. Having a sword does not equal automatic win. You still have to time it, you still have to aim it, and some people might just get enough, like get out of melee distance and be able to get you down with the sword. Some people were saying like they find it disappointing that it does not, like all the other melee weapons, or like the purple weapons, I should say, like all the purple epic weapons, they don't have a right click ability. But what do you want? It does an extreme amount of damage and also applies a fire damage over time effect. A quick one though, on the person, so after you get hit, you burn a little bit, a few ticks of fire. That's pretty good in and of itself. And as far as the flare gun goes, at first players didn't seem to think too much about it, But since then, some people realize that it does have its utility. It's a very good way to track your enemies because it does also apply a fire damage over time effect on you as you burn. But it is one that is very long lasting. So it's a way to track your enemy that you hit with the flare gun as you see numbers pop up in the distance. Or if you're a scholar and you see your enemies revealed when you do damage to them, you can track them a little bit better as a scholar because of the passive ability. So now, in terms of like damage over time weapons, well, we've got the dual daggers with the poison effect, we've got the hunting rifle with the bleeding effect, and now we've got the flare gun. And if you want to count it, also the greatsword, but the damage over time effect is very short. But in terms of like extended ones that you really have to worry about, now we've got 3 weapons. Anxious to see what's going to be happening in the future with this. As far as the store update goes, well, I've showed you like everything last week. However, as kind of predicted, there was another item that was not listed there and is now in the store. It is the Poltergeist mask that is shown right here. I believe comes from the Nemesis Pass. And yeah, it's therefore added to the store. I already had it, so I don't know what's the price of it, but there you go. It's the cool one that everyone was wearing, the Electrona's shroud outfit over, you know, the yellow kind of shroud, yellow and gold kind of shroud that everyone was wearing. It's an outfit. People were comboing those two together a certain while ago. No, nothing gets ever taken out of the store. Things just get added in. They used to do they used to do that in the past of removing things from the store. They got a lot of backlash about that, but still they continue to do that. And I guess until they got the decision from upstairs to like start shuttering down things, probably with the game, that they went like, we better just stop removing things and we're just gonna keep everything in there. Probably, yeah, very, very likely. Holiday items are probably going to stay when they add them in there. I would probably imagine. So far, there's been no indication of anything being taken out because there's no point. In terms of other things, well, the TDM maps. Let me bring you back here. The TDM maps, well, I haven't heard much feedback from people about Team Deathmatch, but the matches I've been in have been incredibly hectic. I saw that the terrace map seems to work very well. However, the red light district does have some traversal issues, even though it's also like as equally hectic as the other one. I found myself easily stuck on too many antennas and little bits of uneven roofs. But I guess, you know, for the moment, like, I think we can like work around it. It's just like, if we still had a dev working that was able to work on this, I would look at removing a few antennas for traversal. But apart from that, like, it still kind of works. It's still like many levels, a lot of hiding places. You know, they're very like, they encourage a lot of movement and a lot of active movement. There's no space to stop and stare and look at things around you. It's very like, it forces you to push yourself against the enemy team. Love the new TDM maps, exactly. There has not been any artifact that has been added in this scheduled update. But Tobias last week confirmed that there are still going to be, there's still some of them that are planned to be released, no confirmation as to when. But if my memory and math still hold up, we still have 2 artifacts that have yet to be revealed, as well as a few TDM maps. So we still got some content to look forward to in the next automatic update at the end of July. No, there's no more devs. What we've got now is a community management team. So everything that you're seeing being released, or anything that's added to the game, is stuff that they have been working on a while ago, and they just have piled up, or they needed like the community team to like finish up, put a nice little polish on it, but there is no development. So anything that people are requesting requires development. He dropped the Oni code randomly on Discord. You mean like right now? Oh, no. Okay. You mean the Techno Demon mask. Yeah. Techno Demon mask and the Fuchsia finish. They, Tobias and Leon drop those inside the Bloodhunt chat once in a while. Yeah. I mean, they do that pretty much every week. I haven't seen them do it this week because we got so many cool new things that have been happening this week. So they haven't dropped any. But yeah, they drop those once in a while, just for the heck of it. But it's very like first come first served, so you have to be there when it happens. So again, reminder: join the Bloodhunt Discord if you're not already. Now it's a good thing that you're talking about devs right now, because there was a discussion that some people have been requesting a few things, specifically for devs to do on the game. But again, like, despite being told that, you know, there's no more development on the game, someone asked, like, let's be honest, you know, what would require 20 more lines of code? Like, it's not, you know, it's not, they're saying something about it, it's not a huge effort. And then Tobias answered. So for people who want to know exactly what this requires in terms of development effort, you would need more GFX UI code, definitely more than 20 lines, and a proper design for the mode, for a mode that we're asking for, another game mode, that's right. You would need translations for all strings for the game mode in all the game supported languages. You would need to create a new branch, and then a PS5 branch as well. Let a QA do several tests before verifying it, then let LQA, that's localization quality assurance, perform tests to verify that all strings look okay with all character sets. Then, if there are no issues, and that's a big if, those would need to be sorted, then re-verified, or worst, recase design necessary. If the build receives an okay, then it would need a compilation for a new client build. That build would then need to be created for PS5. After that, it would need to be prepped in the back end, uploaded to PlayStation and Steam, and then get deployed. Hold on, let me just adjust here. All in all, it would require quite a bit of time and resources to accomplish. What seems to be quite easy on the surface indeed requires quite a bit more effort. Hold on, I'll get back to this. And then also in terms of changing some values for in terms of balance, because they went into like talking about like changing the damage of the enforcer. Tobias said, yes, yet even changing values for different things is not done arbitrarily. You need to involve the designer, testers, build manager, etc. It's one thing to make your own game for local playing and experimenting, quite another to do it in a bigger context. What he means by bigger context versus local playing, meaning this is an online game. It has many more variables and many more things that you need to think about, and you need people to work on, and people that probably like to get paid as well for all the work that they're doing in order to push some content out, even for just even a few little fixes. It does require some effort and time and money. So it's not as easy as that. Yeah, man, they should start a GoFundMe or something to get some devs back on. I want to get tokens and the founders, but scared servers might go down and no more devs. Damn. Okay, well, something that can I will tell you some things about what you just said. The servers are not going down as long as there's a good amount of people playing the game. So keep people playing. Servers aren't going to go down. As far as getting tokens, the tokens are still available for purchase with IRL money, with a real life currency. We know that they said that in September, the option to purchase with real life currency is going to be removed from the game, and it will be replaced by a mechanism or a way or something that basically will require us to play the game, do a certain thing in game, we get a certain amount of tokens back so we can buy things in the store. That is something that is going to happen in September. That's already been announced. So if ever you want to purchase with some real life currency, some tokens, go ahead. You have up until September to do so. It is not a question of a simple GoFundMe. That is something that Tobias answered a few months ago to say that if you want to see some development for a feature, you're going to have to come with armed with a bunch of millions of dollars inside your hands in order to have something being pushed. Some people someone suggested like a couple of $1 million, and they said, well, a couple of $1 million could get you like a couple of months of developing and testing to get a feature in and some stuff like that. Developing games is pricey, man. Developing games is much more pricey than you can expect. And it's not a question of not having funds. Shark Mob is a company that is being backed wholly by Tencent Entertainment. If you don't know what Tencent Entertainment is, do a quick Google search. You will find it is... Money has never been an issue. Money has never been an issue. They have never been extremely greedy with their options. They haven't been aggressive with the monetization at all because money has never been an issue. The issue with the game has been it's been pushed out too early by corporate, despite what the developers said. Too corporate to say, like, it's not ready. Upstairs said, let's go. That's speculation, by the way, but it seems to be, like, backed up. And the second thing is the efforts of the launch crashed because it took way too much time to fix the major issue that happened during the launch. We just kept waiting for the issue to be fixed, and we waited and we waited and we waited, and all the goodwill and all the effort and all the steam that had built up for the game all disappeared. And even though all of that has been fixed over time, there has been not much incentive for people to get back inside the game, because in these days with video games and gamers in general, the first impression is the only impression that matters. So, some people are coming back to the game and discovering the game and all of that stuff. And that's fine. We want to keep it. We want to keep some players in. But yeah, it's never been a question of funding. It's never been a question of people. It was those two things. And if you want to add a third thing, because it was pushed too early, unfortunately, the game, when it after all the issues had been fixed, the game had no all the retention features and things to foster a more casual community were not put in yet inside the game, so there was no way to build up the community after that. It was only after a certain amount of time, over the last few months, since December, some would say, that now we had some things to foster a casual community and could be blowing up. But again, some people are just saying, Bloodhunt, lol. There we go. Anyways, so enough talking about that. I've already talked about this in the past. Go watch my other shows on YouTube if you want to listen more about this, especially the episode where we're talking about the end of development when the big announcement was made. So, in other news, in other news, so remember, we were all looking for the mysterious hatch in terms of, like, you know, game secrets. We were looking for the hatch, trying to find the hatch that had the letters EW on it. That was signed by Edwin. He's the one who wrote the secret message in the basement of the Elysium. So Tobias decided to spill the beans a little bit more because people were asking for some hints because no one was finding anything. So he said the hatch is on ground level, and the hatch has the same texture as the one in the tutorial with the letters EW on it, and it is indeed somewhere in Prague. So people stopped looking in the Elysium. People started looking on the ground for that one big metal plate with, in one of the corners, the letters EW inside a circle to try to find them. And so, after giving out those hints, the hatch this week was finally found. Credit goes to C Super Mango, who has found the hatch that we were looking for. It's here on the ground. It's hidden under some brush at the in the passageway of the library. So that was found, and we've got a better. Wait a second. I've got a better picture of it. I just forgot to add it here. Give me a second. There we go. So this user here has turned off foliage, so we can't see all the brush around it. So when you're gonna see in game, there's a whole lot of brushes and ferns all over the place. There's a lot of foliage, but here it is without the foliage, and you can clearly see the hatch here with EW written on it. This is exactly what we're looking for. However, people rush to it. Here's the hatch, we're gonna open it, we're gonna go to the bunker underneath. There's no way to interact with it. Hey Tobias, can we open this? It's not openable, no. So, there is a bunker, yes. In the lore of the game, underneath this hatch there is a bunker, and Edwin is in it, has been in it for the last 5 years in the lore. The bunker does not exist physically inside the game. Sad face. Tobias also, however, adds, somewhere down there is Edwin cooking up a new mystery. Cooking up a new mystery? Are we gonna get a new secret to find inside the game soon? I hope so. This is hinting that Tobias has something else in store, and he's already got it, and he's already like working on it or getting it to us soon. So there might be more things in the future, but as a community, we found that. However, if you were here last weekend when I was doing my show, Tobias was here in chat. He said, my bet is on someone not finding a hatch until maybe the winter. If I lose that bet, I'll have to find something cool to send. Really? Say more, Tobias. So, I don't know if Tobias remembers that he said that, but we'll keep an eye on it. We'll see if he remembers that he said that. Maybe he has got something cooking already. Maybe he wrote this knowing that he was going to give us the hint and he was going to put something cool out there. We're going to see. We're going to see. So more things for the community. Some people might know about this. We had a learnings article a few months ago that said that quests were going to be stopped to turn focus on what we now know were going to be the last bits of development that they were working on. But they were looking for ways to provide some lore that was planned and prepared. They were looking for some ways to release the lore other than to go through quests. And there were a few suggestions of some things that could be done. They've already released. There is some lore that is on the website of Bloodhunt. There might be some other ways. Maybe there could be some official lore that is released in the same way that Meriden is doing this week with his community quest. But there is now an update this week. Someone saying, I would genuinely want to see a crowdfunded prog by night for all the pages of lore that never got to make it into Bloodhunt. And Tobias answered, we still are looking into filling in some lore blanks. Keep your eyes peeled. So, keep your eyes peeled means there's got something. We know by Meriden that there are other pieces of lore. There was lore created for some things. It just now is a question of repurposing them and finding a way to deliver them to us. Now we've got an update. This is an update just to say, like, okay, we haven't forgotten. There's still going to be some stuff, because I personally would like to know a little bit more about, like, the main story. Who was the traitor? I don't think we've got a definite answer about who was the traitor that caused this whole situation. I'd like to know. I'd like to find out, the whole purpose of why we're fighting, why there's entity, why the church is burning, why we suddenly weren't having a prince for a while. Now we've got this new M that crowned herself Prince of Prague. All of that stuff. And there's other bits and pieces for all other characters. All the NPCs that we have there, they all have their own stories. We found also in the little bits of lore inside the stories that we've been picking up, with the octahedrons and all of those things, all the lore that we've been unlocking. There's some answers to some things, but there's also some other questions. So I'm hoping that we get a little bit more information, and I hope that what Tobias is hinting at is going to be the things that we're looking for. Now, as some of you might know, today it is July 1st. This means it's FUNament Day. FUNament Day, a day of not really a tournament, but it's something to have fun. That Far Abayana has put together for us again. The solo event that is happening at some point later on today. Here is the tweet. On this tweet, there is a link to sign up. You have a form to sign up, and you have a bunch of instructions in there on exactly what to do. Oh my gosh, I don't know. Are you, EDT? So yeah, it's a solo event that's happening there, and there's also a link for the FAQ. So if you've got any questions, everything is being answered in there inside the FAQ. It is going to be happening. So yes, for me, it's going to be 4 p.m. Eastern time. It is going to be streamed live on the official Bloodhunt game Twitch channel. It's going to be hosted by Mihawk. And yeah, the tournament, it's going to start at, so see the times that you have there? The stream is going to start a half an hour before that. So just to get everything situated, to get the rules done. The prizes for this are going to be the exact same kind of prizes that we had last time that we had a FUNament. So 3 parts. First part is for the people that want to compete. There's going to be a kill race. The stream is going to focus on the kill race. At the kill race, the winners are going to get a bend the knee emote, which at this point is going to be like about 30 people who have that emote in the game, so kind of rare. And they're going to receive PlayStation and Steam gift cards, whichever one they choose. The second prize pool is for the closest to average, so basically everyone that jumps in, regardless of performance. So you can be a new player of Bloodhunt. As long as your account level is higher than level 11, you're able to join in. It's the second prize pool is not focused on performance, so it's everyone that submits their scores. However good or bad your games were, you have to submit 3 matches. Everyone's final score is being added all together and divided by number of participants, and the 5 people that are located in this average are going to get some prizes. Yes, it does require a tracker. There are some tokens to win. There's some Techno Demon masks to win. There's some Future Finish makeups to win. So these are the people that are going to be closest to average. And also, if we remove all of those winners from the 2 different prize pools, from all of the people that participated, there's going to be 1 winner at random. They're going to have the chance to choose 1 code, either Techno Demon, Fuchsia Finish, the Bend the Knee emote, or the Vapor Trail outfit. So that's the anime outfit shirt. The anime shirt outfit at random. But don't worry, God, you need to get that issue looked at and fixed, and there's going to be more events. Crim Creeper, he's saying that there is an issue with tracker with players from New Zealand. So they have to look. This has to be looked into it. You're going to have to look at that with fire, Daddy. Daddy, I see. What I'm seeing is that is the price pool. Okay, so I don't know. Maybe you can discuss that with Far. Far, who is just in. Thank you for the raid, Far. I was just talking about this. So that's Daddy. I see. That is something that is going to be that is going to be something that is going to be like discussed in DMs if ever you want to negotiate something. Go ahead. We'll see. It's going to be Far that decides. But just keep it in the DMs if that's something that you want to do. But yes, hello, thank you, Far. So yeah, I think I said pretty much everything. I believe that the next one after that, we don't know exactly where it is, but if it is, it's going to be happening far into the future. far into the future, because far after that is going to be going on vacation for a while, because it's summer. So yes, if you want to have your own kind of event like this happening, step up, organize one. Say you want to organize one yourself and come up with a proposition of what you want to do. What's going to be the format? What would you like to accomplish? And say this somewhere in the Bloodhunt Discord. And in terms of prizes and all this, can have a business talk with Tobias in DMs over something that you want to organize. And maybe he can point to other resources. If you need resources, maybe some people will step up, maybe some people are going to be able to answer your questions. So well, yeah, at this point, just get that first things fixed, God, and then we'll see. The other thing I wanted to mention, hold on, so have I looked at everything? It's a solo FUNament, it's on the Bloodhunt main channel, it's in a few hours from now. Specifically the stream will start in 3 hours from now. Did I got that right? 3 hours? Yes, in 3 hours from now, the stream will start in on the Bloodhunt main channel, Bloodhunt game on twitch.tv. Next week, however, and I don't have the Twitter for me to show, like I was saying. Sorry for the people who just joined in. There's a Twitter problem right now that is currently happening, so I can't dig up some tweets from the past right now. So I'm just gonna have the links there. The next weekend, next Saturday, LauraK, who is VTM. A fan of Vampire the Masquerade, a fan of Bloodhunt, variety streamer, but really likes the whole thing, is going to be organizing a charity Bloodhunt tournament next weekend. It is going to be a duos tournament. It's going to be happening on the Bloodhunt private server. And there are going to be some prizes involved, but it's going to be a fun, light-hearted event. There are some people that are not necessarily super acquainted with Bloodhunt. There's some people who are really acquainted with Bloodhunt. Actually, some of them you have seen stream on the Bloodhunt category on Twitch. But yeah, this is going to be happening next weekend. And as of Thursday evening, I contacted Laura, and she told me there are 7 spots for teams. So 7 spots, so 14 more people. If you want to contact Laura, you've got the tweet right there inside the chat. Go send her a DM. Tell her that you're interested. Tell them that you're interested, but however, or come as a duo, present yourself as a duo. But I just want to, 2 pieces of reminder that's important for this. Because it's happening on the Bloodhunt private server. It's going to be streamed, by the way. Like, a lot of them that are going to participate are a lot of streamers. Laura herself is going to be streaming this. First of all, because it's on the Bloodhunt Discord, not on the Bloodhunt Discord, I mean on the Bloodhunt private server, you cannot choke out of this kind of event. The teams have to be locked in, and at least one member of each team has to be from North America. So there's a bit of planning, and also getting yourself inside the private server is something that requires quite a bit of preparation, and you have certain instructions. So if you say that you're going to be there, make sure that you're going to be there, okay? Yes, it's going to be NA servers. Yes. That's why I said that. I'm not going into details far. But if you want to show up and win some prizes, I don't know exactly the prizes. Usually, I think she reveals the prizes like a day or 2 before the event or on the event. She's already done that once. Yeah, there's going to be some prizes. The second thing that's important to know is that Laura's events are safe events. They're safe space events. So what that means is, if you're not of the open-minded kind of person, if you were a ist something, racist, sexist, or any other kind of stuff of ist, please refrain from joining. It's just, you understand the kind of vibe that is going towards that kind of stuff. If you don't pass the vibe check, as she told me, you're not gonna be invited. Please, this is a fun, lighthearted charity event. And if you're not going to participate, the viewership is going to be very much appreciated. And if, like I said, it's a charity event, so your viewership is going to be appreciated, and donations are going to be even more. So that is something that is going to be happening next week. Sorry, I don't have the visuals for this because Twitter. Yeah, right now there's some problems with Twitter right now. Like I said, I don't know if it's related to the issue that you're having right now. I'll tell you a little bit more about the stuff with Tracker. DM me. And in other news that are related to Bloodhunt, but not necessarily about Bloodhunt, I've talked about this when there was an announcement, but I just managed to catch the tweet before my Twitter completely disappeared. I've announced this. There is the Vampire the Masquerade Justice game, which is a VR game. that has nothing to do with Bloodhunt, but I think that some people might be interested in knowing about this because it has to do with infiltrating a city, taking down some people. But also some people might be interested because it's going to be featured at Gamescom. And I know there's some people from Europe that are very interested in Vampire the Masquerade and also are part of my audience. So yeah, there is a Gleam IO that you can participate in to win tickets at Gamescom, and you'll have also an exclusive opportunity to play the game, an advanced version of the game before everyone else in a closed door play session. So yes, here is the link to the Gleam IO thing here. And so yeah, it's you have to do it quick. There's 30 days left to sign up for this. Travel and accommodation is not included. That is up on your own, but it's still a pair of tickets to Gamescom and to see the new Justice, to witness and play the new Justice game. And probably I hope that there's not much of an NDA so you can come back and tell us about it. But yeah, winner will be contacted no later than Wednesday, August 2nd, if that's something that interests you. I know it's not Bloodhunt, but it's Bloodhunt related. I thought that some people might be interested also because I know that a bunch of you have gone to Gamescom in the years past, like last year, to see Bloodhunt being featured there. Yeah. So, yes, indeed. Vampire the Masquerade, there's a lot of things under Vampire the Masquerade umbrella that confuses people on PlayStation Network. Yeah, exactly. There's some people that thought that they were downloading another... some people thought they were downloading... they downloaded Swan Song thinking it was Bloodhunt. Some people saw Bloodlines on Steam and thought that they were installing Bloodhunt. So there's a problem with the fact that it's the Vampire the Masquerade umbrella. Fortunately, yes, exactly. Fortunately, there's possibilities to get your games refunded if that's the case. So that is all for the news today. What can we expect now during this week? Well, the FUNament is today, and in less than 4 hours, in 3.5 hours, like I said just a moment ago, in 3 hours 20 minutes the live stream will start. Yeah, everyone please join in. Really, everyone should join. If you can play during that time frame, go play. You don't necessarily need to, unless you are a part of the people that want to get inside the kill race. You're gonna be super focusing on it and being the best of the best. If you're not, it's basically just play Bloodhunt for 2 hours in solo, and then at the end, just fill out the form, and then maybe you win prizes. That's it. No pressure at all. And if you're not going to participate, well, watch along in the Bloodhunt channel. If you are not participating in the channel, there is going to be a giveaway for viewers of a couple of codes, I've been told. That's for the people that do not participate in the FUNament. But after the FUNament is done, everyone is going to be inside the Twitch channel to listen to exactly what's going on, to wait for the winners, to see the scores being tabulated. And I hear that some announcements are going to be made after the FUNament is over. So you don't want to miss it when that's going to happen. And apart from that, so yeah, this week we've got the Meridian's Quest event that is going on. You've got the Kindred Challenge for Team Deathmatch that is going on. That's what we got right now. As a reminder, everyone, the game is in our hands. The community right now is holding Bloodhunt. So community is the key. Community is the way forward. Remember that the game has still potential, and it only dies if we let it die. So help out, have fun, play the game. Don't burn yourself out, but play the game. Log into the game. So we've got a lot of community incentives. There's going to be some stuff that is going to come out again from the community. If you want to have your own events happening, make sure to speak up and let everyone know. And also, if you are out there and you pick up on some stuff that you think might be news related, you can throw it in my way. All my DMs are open on pretty much everything that I'm on. And also, I've got a lot of different social medias that you can find me on. On YouTube, you're gonna find a copy of all my news recordings with all the links. And for people that are watching me right now on Twitch, thank you for everyone that's following, that's been giving subs this week. That's been great. I appreciate when the channel is growing and growing. I will be at 750 followers. I'll be doing another big giveaway. And remember that when I stream Bloodhunt, you get the special drops. Always make sure to be on the list. And I always do some code giveaways. Speaking of the people that are currently on Twitter, stick around. Once I'm done with the recording, I will still continue streaming. I'll be giving out a Purple Pain combo code for PC players after I'm done with the recording. And as for everyone else, be kind to each other and to yourself. Thank you for watching, and I will see you next week.